speaking with some of our pros, Mark and Jake Romanak, they wanted us to design a walleye jig because in the Detroit rivers, their system is very similar to our Columbia River, right? It's deep, it's fast, lots of walleye, so they needed a kind of a heavier jig with a bigger hook, kind of a, different profile so that you could put it down and it didn't have a lot of resistance to the water, not a big flat nose, but yet that would stand up at times when you could hit the bottom, to hold the hook up, so the hook was in the prime position to hook the walleyes right to the top of the lip. I'll show you, this is why this is a prototype. This piece of plastic, it takes a while to get it on here, and as I pull it off, you can see this is a very large, plastics keeper. It doesn't need to be that big, and again, these prototypes, and so we've reduced the size of this by about 30% of what it is now, and so it's much smaller, much more user-friendly as far as pushing the plastics up and over it. And we came out with a VMC Barbarian style hook. This happens to be a 4-aught, and you can see the shape on this thing. And pretty much every walleye I've caught with this thing, it's right through the top of the lip. You see the flat spot here, so which means when it's in the water, it stands up like this, even with a plastic piece on it. And so as you hop it through the water and it stands up, that walleye comes up to grab it, boom, you're hooking them in the top of the lip. So, optimized for every situation that you can think of as far as, fishing a jig, even with a trailer. It's got an extended eyelet on here, a nice big round eyelet, so that way you can see where we tied double. Okay, we can tie a trailer right off of that same eye. So, very user friendly, and gonna come in probably 10 to 12 colors, 3 sizes, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, and 1. So as I work my way back, you can see I got mono tied to the very tip of my jig. So my mono slides up about 3 to 5 feet, 15-pound mono, and I use a blood knot right here to connect to my braided line. And this is a 15-pound braided line. And rod, same as you would use for like twitch and coho or whatever. This, this one happened to be 6'8". You can use any of those rods, fairly stiff, 5/8 to 1 ounce type of jig, because this is a 1 ounce jig head. 2,500 to 4,000 series reels, whatever you got really will work well. And just get out here and try it, have some fun. We're doing it 2 different ways today, a little bit of vertical jigging, which is straight below the boat, and a little bit of, kind of cast, crawl, retrieve method. And the cast, crawl, retrieve method has been by far more successful than the vertical jig. So that's what I know for today.